either kneeling or cross-legged or legs straight or leaning back. Just find a position where you can feel good posture in order to be able to breathe easily. So the first part of any breathing technique is your posture. You want to be in a posture that allows you to keep the head in neutral tilt. And gently rock from side to side on your sit bones and just make sure they feel stable. And then if you Rolodex the hips forward and backward a little bit, try to find a position where the pelvis slightly tilts forward, not too much, but just a little bit, so there's a small curve in the low back. And if you rest the hands, palms face up, on the thighs, let the elbows gently rest against your ribs, keeping the chest and belly open. So the first breath we'll do is called the expanded breath. If you've done a lot of yoga classes, you'll know this breath, but I'll teach it as if you've never done it before. The first thing is to simply become aware of how you're breathing. Notice the rhythm of your breath, how fast it is, how slow it is. How smooth it is or bumpy. And in particular, notice the 4 ratios of the breath, the 4 parts of the breath. You might let your eyes be soft or closed. As you breathe in, you'll feel the inhale. Notice the texture and the aromas of the air inside the nostrils as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, invite the shoulders to relax. Invite the jaw to relax. And for this breath, if you can, breathe in and out of the nose. So you have these 2 ratios, the inhale and the exhale. 2 very different feelings in the body. The inhale expands the lungs, stretches muscle, massages organs, and the exhale relaxes you, lets go. On the next inhale, notice when you stop breathing and the breath becomes an exhale. Bring as much attention as you can to that point where the breath changes, where it turns. Notice that little space of time where the breath moves from being an inhale to an exhale. And notice if the turning point is the same with each breath, or if it changes from breath to breath, sometimes longer, sometimes shorter. Notice how you feel when you hit that turning point. Do you feel confused, clear, curious? Is it easy to notice or challenging to notice? Does it bring up fear or relaxation? Let the inhale and the exhale happen automatically, just bringing all your attention to that brief time where you stop breathing in and then you start breathing out. And we'll do the same at the other turning point. As you breathe out, there comes a point where you stop breathing out and you start breathing in. It's a different turning point. The first turning point stops when you're full of air. The second turning point starts when you're empty, when you've exhaled the air. Notice the second turning point after you exhale. Notice if it is shorter or longer than the inhale. The turning point of the inhale. Noticing the turning point of the exhale. Usually they can be very different. Once again, notice how you feel at the end of the exhale. Is it an experience you like? Is it neutral? Or is it an experience you don't particularly like? So noticing these four aspects of the breath. The inhale, the turning point, the exhale, and the second turning point. And if you can, continue to breathe in and out of the nose. And focusing just on the exhale now. As you exhale, gently draw the navel back towards the spine. Tighten the belly, squeeze empty. Relax to inhale. So the inhale is automatic. The exhale requires a little bit of muscular intervention. Squeeze empty. Relax the belly to inhale. And if you want to play with that squeezing the belly exhale, you can hold the breath out for a little longer than you normally would if you like. If that feels interesting, then relax the belly to inhale. Just focusing on the exhale, squeeze empty. Relax the belly to inhale. Start to notice that the belly is pumping. Each time the belly contracts and expands, it marks that change from exhale to inhale. And now bring your attention to the inhale. We're going to change it slightly. Continue to exhale, squeeze empty, pull the navel back, relax the belly to inhale, and then inhale a second time. It's like you take a little second breath in. Doesn't have to be a strain. Exhale, squeeze empty. Relax the belly, inhale. Inhale again. And notice what happens to the body as you take that second inhale. Squeeze empty, exhale. Relax the belly, inhale. Inhale again. Feel the rib cage start to expand. Exhale, squeeze empty. So the rhythm is squeeze empty. Relax the belly, inhale. Inhale again. 2 breaths in. 1 breath out. So the breath in takes longer, and as long as you're not straining, continue to move that breath. 1 breath out, squeeze empty. 2 breaths in. And feel how much more air you take in. To come into the full expression of the expanded breath, the next time you breathe in, sip the breath in 3 times. Squeeze empty, relax the belly, inhale. Inhale again. Inhale a 3rd time. Exhale, squeeze empty. Relax the belly, inhale. Inhale again, ribs. Inhale again, collarbones lift and widen. Exhale, release. Never straining the breath. 3 breaths in. 1 breath out. Take 5 more breaths in this fashion, this expanded breath. In yoga we call it dirgha pranayama, expanded breath. Some people like to join the 3 distinct breaths together as one continuous breath, so you can try a continual breath. Belly expands, then ribs, then shoulders open, chest lifts, and then exhale. After you've taken the 5th breath, relax the hands, palms face down on the thighs, close the eyes, and breathe without any technique. Let go of all techniques. Relax the jaw. And notice, just like you did at the beginning of class, notice how you're breathing right now. Is it slower or quicker than when you started? Does it require more effort or less effort? Noticing the impact on the nervous system. Are you more agitated or less agitated? And every answer you have is right. You cannot get it wrong. It's simply your own experience. Noticing the impact of that first breath. And then gently let the eyes open. The second breath technique will be alternate. So it's using the expanded breath just like we did, except each second breath, the arms will come up. Clasp the fingers together, the pointers go up, and you hold the breath for a moderate amount of time. So it's not like a super hold, it's a moderate amount, and then you exhale, release, the hands float back down, and then you come back to a normal expanded breath without the arms moving. And then once again, inhale, reach up. Moderate hold of the breath. And a moderate hold of the breath is going to vary from person to person. So just allow yourself to have the freedom to move at your own rate. It could be faster than me. It could be slower than me. Never overdoing the breath retention. Take 3 more breaths in your own time. Letting that last breath finish your practice. Hands, palms face down. Letting the eyes become gentle and soft or closed. And notice the impact of that seated mountain pose breath. Notice how you're breathing. And the last breath technique we'll do today is making a rasping sound as you breathe. And the rasping sound is very similar to the sound when you breathe onto your glasses and you want to clean them, where you go, and the only difference is you'll be trying to make that sound with the lips closed, not only as you exhale, but as you inhale. So with the mouth open, it sounds like this. With the mouth closed, it'll be a little quieter. And at the beginning, just do it loud enough so you can just hear your own breath. And if you find it becomes easier over time, you can increase the volume. And we'll be doing the deeper, slower breathing. And the theory behind this breath is if you can get just the right volume, sound, and you can breathe at just the right pace, that the mind will be able to become very still. So there's the theory. So we'll see how we go. So coming back to that expanded breath, adding the ujjai, ocean sounding noise. And if this is uncomfortable in the throat, you can just go back to the expanded breath. Three more breaths. On that last exhale, let all breathing techniques go and notice how quiet the breath has become. And then in your own time, you might like to change position of the body, let it stretch and move. Let those legs stretch out a little bit. And I'll just I record these videos, not with you guys on them, but with me for my Patreon site.